This is Energy of Business Moments with Michael Sipe, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their business success into your life and business. Energy of Business Moments is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Michael Sipe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Strategic Advisor Board Energy of Business Moments podcast. I am Michael Sipe, your host, and today I have Dean Wegner of Authentically American. Dean, welcome to the show.
Well, Michael, I am honored to be a guest, but I'm still wondering how I made it through the filter to be a guest, given that I'm on the Army side of the Army-Navy rivalry.
Yeah, and I noticed on your website that you've got like Go Army Beat Navy t-shirts, but no Go Navy Beat Army t-shirts. I'm trying to wonder, why are you promoting all that?
Well, actually we do, and we can get to that because we are a brand that embraces diversity, and Army, Navy, that's diversity, and we don't want to discriminate against our fellow brothers in arms.
Yeah, no, I love talking to Service Academy grads, especially, and you being an Army guy, it's just, yeah, there's a friendly rivalry, but there's also that bond, commonality of having gone through something kind of challenging, whether it was in the service itself or even going through school together. So one, that's our bond and creation to talk a little bit today. And I'm sure we could go for hours talking about that, but let's talk a little bit about you and your business. Like, how did you come up with the idea to get this business going and what it's been like for you?
Well, let me do this, Michael. Let me highlight a little bit about me personally, because a lot of who I am and my values and ethos are interwoven into our brand. But when people ask what's most important to me, I highlight three things, and that is God, family, and country. And my Christian faith is first and foremost in my life, and family is incredibly important to me. So my wife, Kelly, and I, we've been married for 27 years, and we've got four amazing kids. We have two daughters, 23 and 20. We have a 17-year-old son, and we also have a 12-year-old son we adopted from Ethiopia. So we have an African-American child, and family is just so important to me. And then the country part is what we kicked off and what we both have in common. So I graduated from West Point in 93, went to flight school, learned how to fly helicopters, and then went to the Army Special Forces Ranger School and served active duty for 7 years. And I just take it with immense pride, having an opportunity to serve our great nation and, look back at the fondest of memories with the men and women I serve with. So God, family, and country is where it all starts with me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing about you and your values. Those are obviously important. And any leader really needs to know their values. And that can be a guiding North Star, if you will, for a leader. And thank you for sharing that, because that is most important. And then obviously it plays a role in your brand. So tell us a little bit about that side of the house.
So Authentically American, we're a veteran-owned, American-made premium apparel brand. We have amazing product, and it's all made right here in the U.S. And to give you some context, Michael, and to give all of your listeners some context, so when you and I graduated in 92 and 93, over 50% of the apparel in the U.S. was made in the U.S. Today, it's less than 3%.
Wow.
That is all that's made here in America. And that shocking statistic gave birth to our tagline, "Where's yours made?" And I like to ask the question, because it's designed to be provocative. Hey, Michael, great looking shirt. Where's yours made? And most people will look like, I have no idea. And then they will look at the tag and see that it says made in China, made in Vietnam, somewhere outside of the US. And if you have like-minded values like you and I do, if you have a sense of patriotism like we do, if you believe in the American worker, you want to learn more about our brand and the amazing products we have to offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're right. Most people don't think about looking at the tag on their shirt and seeing where it's made. So one, I love that tagline. And then two, being able to support locally, support in the US is a great theme. And it sounds like it's a pretty good business model for you. Especially, I'm thinking now with all the supply chain challenges and logistics going on and trying to get stuff from countries that maybe aren't viable right now, having something made in the US and getting that production number back up will just make America that much more strong in terms of manufacturing, which we've lost that edge on, obviously. So go ahead.
I was just going to share, Michael, that we launched 5 years ago in 2017. We will officially celebrate our 5th anniversary this July.
Wow.
And American made has always been important to us, but what we've endured over the last 2+ years with a global pandemic, with a war in the Ukraine taking place right now, with cybersecurity threats across the board, I mean, that whole American made message and country of origin has never been more important. And it has been anything but easy as a new business in the middle of a COVID global pandemic, being able to survive. But the overarching theme right now is American made is important. It really means something to people.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. And tell us a little bit about, you talked about the past couple of years. Obviously, a lot of businesses had challenges during COVID. Now we're having challenges from supply chain disruptions. What sort of impact or maybe low moments have you had from an energetic perspective as a leader?
I'll tell you, Michael, by far the lowest moment, and wish I could say this only happened once, but there have been multiple times over the last few years that I thought we were going bankrupt. I thought we weren't going to survive. And, technology is huge. We embrace technology, but we are a consumer brand. We have amazing t-shirts, we have amazing socks, we have amazing polos that we produce. And if you are operating a technology company, it works to be virtual. It works to be remote. But you mentioned Army Navy. This is one of my personal favorite t-shirts, this Go Army one. So this t-shirt we make in Texas.
Okay.
And in the middle of global pandemic, when it was first announced and there were all these shutdowns, the initial thought was, are we even going to survive? Because if we don't have factories producing amazing product, we in turn don't have any revenue. And if we don't have any revenue, we don't have a business. But I will tell you, Michael, as challenging as the last 2.5 years have been, it has just absolutely reinforced my belief. And that is my belief in the American worker. Because every single one of our 11 factories across the US that provide contract manufacturing for us, they have been reduced capacity anywhere from 10 to 50%. But each and every order, each and every month, they continue to step up and produce amazing product for us. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important, because American made, as phenomenal as it is, people love that message. If we don't deliver amazing product, nothing else matters. And we have survived the last 2 years, and I reinforce survive because it's not been easy. But I could not be more excited about what the future holds and the opportunity to go ahead and build this iconic American brand that's all made here in the US.
Yeah, that challenge is when manufacturing gets shut down like it did, and you have the thought of like, wow, we could go bankrupt. Those impacts have hit obviously a lot of small businesses. So I'm curious a little bit about, you talked about the loyalty, if you will, of the plants and the workers, the American worker, the faith in the American worker. Was that what carried you through to kind of see that, yeah, you still had a chance?
I think it's a lot of that is mindset. And, I love that never give up, mantra behind you. And we just have that failure is not an option, that whole mindset. I mean, failure is not an option. And that is just the resolve of the American worker. That is the, ingenuity and innovation of the American people, because that's what we embrace. We happen to be in the apparel business, but the heart of our mission, Michael, is our passion for creating American jobs. And one of our fundamental beliefs is that you don't have to wait every 4 years to vote what's most important. You can literally vote each and every day what's most important to you. And we want you to vote with your wallet. And we have amazing product, whether it is, this Go Army t-shirt or, these fun, amazing socks that were the number one seller the last time we were on national TV. We've got amazing product. And every time you shop online, every time you visit a brick and mortar store, we want you to vote with your wallet.
Yeah, my wife and I like to talk about the best way to vote is to vote with your wallet. And knowing that you, one, produce a great product, and then two, supporting American industry, American economy, that is one, a noble effort. And then two, it's very helpful, right, to the local people. So one, that sounds great. So that's sort of a low moment you had. But every business owner, there are times when we're just ecstatic about something going right, and like all of our plans, our vision, finally it's hitting on all cylinders. Could you tell us about a time, a high energy moment where you just can reflect back and go, man, that was a real significant moment in our existence.
Oh, absolutely, Michael. And just like there have been a longer list than I would like of lows, I mean, there have been a long list of highs as well. And one of the incredible blessings we've had as a business is phenomenal national TV exposure.
Hmm.
And over the last 3 years, we've been on national TV 17 times.
Wow.
And far more than we ever should have been. But the one that really sticks out was that very first one, because we were just in business for a year and a half and got a call from the producer at Fox and Friends asking if we wanted to be a guest for a feature story on Fox and Friends. And first of all, Michael, I thought it was a crank call.
I would have too, yeah.
We're in a year and a half in business and we're calling, and I almost fell out of my chair because when they said, Dean, just make sure you're ready because 2 million people tune in every day to Fox and Friends. And I've been on a lot of podcasts, but had never been on national TV. And truth be told, I mean, I was nervous. I mean, what if I screw this up? And fortunately, it was a month before they planned, but literally no exaggeration, it was at least 100 hours or more that spent preparing. And the thinking was that back to that never give up, that failure is not an option mindset, I've got to be ready. I mean, we've been given this incredible blessing, this incredible opportunity to be on a national stage. And the reason why it was so wonderful, because apparel is a massive $300 billion industry and it's ultra competitive. There's brands like Nike and Polo and Under Armour and Patagonia. I mean, it's a long list. So it's hard to break through. And as a bootstrap startup, we don't have a massive marketing budget. But that first national TV appearance really gave us credibility, because most people tuning in are probably like, Authentically American who? Never heard of them. But when you can go ahead and highlight that you've been on national TV, it's like, well, these guys are legit. I mean, they've got some credibility. So that's why it was an incredible high. It was surreal thinking that 2 million people are tuning in. And what's amazing, that whole experience the first time, it went fairly well. Certainly things I would have done better next time. But that's why we got invited again. They're like, okay, a different network, different opportunities. So Fox Business, then to, Fox Evening News, and then to, Newsmax, and, Forbes magazine did a story. So that just kept building from there. And it's been an incredible blessing.
Yeah, that is an incredible blessing, obviously, because the exposure and out of the blue kind of call for something like that, and being able to get that national presence out there obviously has helped immensely and does a lot of marketing for you. And that's a struggle for small businesses. So to be given that blessing, if you will, would definitely be a high moment. And then to have it cascade into other appearances and keep that train going, I'm sure it's been helpful.
Absolutely, Michael. And I should do this, given the rivalry you and I come from, the whole Army-Navy. I mean, 364 days, I say that you and I are on the same team, but that one day a year, I mean, we are on opposite sides of the field and just enjoying that great rivalry. But this goes back to our fundamental focus being on delivering amazing product experience. And the most ubiquitous apparel item is the t-shirt. And this is the one, Michael, that I held up earlier.
Yep. And
I wish that you were here in person, because if you could feel this, you'd be like, Dean, that has got to be the softest t-shirt I've ever felt. And that is by design, because who doesn't love a nice soft t-shirt? The other thing, the favorite words I have here of Go Army. If you tried to feel the print, you're like, Dean, I could hardly feel it. And that's intentional as well. Because Michael, think a lot of the t-shirts in your closet. They have that heavy plastisol ink, and on a hot summer day, it sticks to your chest. You have washed it a few times, it will crack. And we want our shirts to be incredibly soft across the board. The fabric, the print to include tagless. But this is the fun innovation we have that plays up the rivalry. So this is our sweat activated print innovation. So I'm going to do a kindergarten style show and tell. I'm going to spray it and watch what happens.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Beat Navy.
Yep. So Beat Navy appears, and then on the back, there's our vintage US flag, and I'll spray it, and Beat Navy even comes larger.
Oh, there you go.
And
That is
Michael,
so
I love to
innovative
highlight
and creative
this
there,
because
Dean.
people will have your reaction like, wow, that's incredible. I've never seen anything. And they will say, Dean, no offense, I don't care where it's made. The shirt's incredibly soft. I can't even feel the print. And then, wow, this technology, that's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. But when you have an experience like that, Michael, that's when they say, I want to learn more. and they will look at the tag and see made in USA. And back to that 3% number, when so little is made here, then they want to learn more. And then they'll go to our website, learn the story and ethos behind our brand. And one of the things that veterans especially love is that we have made an intentional choice to donate 10% of our profits to veteran and first responder charities. And that's a way for us to honor our American heroes. But you don't learn that about our brand unless you have an amazing experience like that. And that's what's first and foremost most important, because we're a consumer brand.
Yeah, the innovation, the loyalty you can generate from customers because of that, you're knocking it out of the park, Dean, and that's wonderful to hear. So many small businesses today, they struggle with maybe a brand, or they struggle with a new product, or they struggle with building customer loyalty. And so you've addressed a lot of things right there, mainly because of, I would say, quality leadership. And it's a testament, obviously, to a company being run that well, and seeing things like that live, where you've got a t-shirt that's comfortable, does cool things, and oh, by the way, it advertises something that somebody is really powerful, feels strongly about. So congratulations on that. That's a wonderful, wonderful story.
Well, thank you, Michael. And apparel, I mean, we are truly a want category, because I tell everybody, unless you live in a nudist colony, we have 100% consumer penetration. We can reach everybody, but everybody has a closet full. Nobody needs, for example, a new t-shirt. Nobody needs a new polo. But apparel should be fun. And this is one great example, because not only do we have a Go Army and a Go Navy version, we have done hundreds of custom designs. And it's fun to see my creative team work with our clients and just come up with all these incredible, fun, creative ideas, because literally whatever you want printed, whatever you want magically to appear, that can happen. And when I get tagged on Facebook and Instagram every day, it just makes it all worthwhile, because here we have an opportunity to deliver an amazing product experience. But everyone who buys a shirt from us, everyone that buys one of these fun patriotic socks, is helping create American jobs.
Yeah, great story. So Dean, I love to ask this question of folks when they're on the show, is if you could meet anyone, deceased or living, who would that be and why?
And here's where, Michael, this pick may shock you, but I wanted to highlight that the Army-Navy rivalry, it's a great one. It's a phenomenal one, but it is a friendly one as well, because this is a tribute to the Naval Academy graduate. One specifically I would love to meet at some point is Roger Staubach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those who don't know, Roger Staubach was a Heisman Trophy winning football quarterback for Navy, and then went on to play for the Dallas Cowboys and became a Super Bowl champion. So Dean, Roger would be a very interesting guy to meet. Tell me why.
Well, here's why. I think most people, I'm not going to say everybody, but most people would be familiar with the Heisman Trophy, and probably even more familiar with his, Hall of Fame career with the Dallas Cowboys. But one thing that I read about Roger Staubach that was so impressed about was the way he spent his off seasons, because he knew there was going to be a short lifespan for his professional football career. And a lot of professional athletes off season will go ahead and take some time and some downtime, which he did. But he also said, I want to prepare for my next life. And what I understood, he spent an extensive amount of time preparing for his whole commercial real estate career that he has and that business he's built. And people that do know him that I've talked to said he has been even more successful on the business side than he has been on the football side. And why I'd love to hear more of that story is it didn't happen by accident. This was a guy that could have literally just sat there and done nothing the off season, just get ready. But he said, I want to be intentional. I want to have a plan. And he was preparing for the future.
Yeah, that is a great example. I haven't heard anybody say that one. So that's one that, for a business owner, especially once you know the commercial side of what Roger Staubach has done, then it makes a little bit of sense. And then when you know even more about how he ran his business, for a business leader, man, that's some great wisdom. And one, you talked about the vision to know that he needed to prepare for that. I absolutely believe that element of preparing in advance is what all true leaders need to do. Is they need to have that vision for down the road, because you can't get there if you don't even know where you're going.
If you fail to plan, you're going to plan to fail. And Roger's a prime example of saying, okay, as I'm planning for the future, this is what I want to do. And I'm not ready today, but I'm going to use each and every off season to get there.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Dean, we're near the end of the show here, so this is a chance for you to tell us a little bit more about how people can buy from Authentically American, or even reach out to you or to the company for more information. So go ahead.
Michael, the best place to go is to our website, authenticallyamerican.us, authenticallyamerican.us, and that .us was an intentional choice given the equity of our brand. But the whole joke about the nudist colony, we really, truly have an opportunity to touch everybody. So as an individual consumer, you can go to our website and buy something that is authentically American branded, like these fun patriotic socks that were the #1 seller the last time we were on national TV. If you're a Naval Academy graduate, you can go and purchase something from our Naval Academy, our collegiate collection. We have 12 schools now. But I'm sure a number of your members of your audience here are business owners or business executives. So we have a whole B2B side where we work with Fortune 500, middle markets, small businesses, charities, and other organizations. So it's Fortune 500 companies like a Bridgestone or Pepsi. It's middle market and small businesses. And then it's large veteran-focused charities like Wounded Warrior and Team RWB, or smaller, charities. But no matter where you have an interest, we have an opportunity to partner with you. And again, it's authenticallyamerican.us, authenticallyamerican.us.
Awesome. Well, Dean, thank you for your time. It's always a busy Monday when we're having to be recording. And so thank you for taking the time out today to be with us and for our listeners. And we wish you the best, and keep plugging. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate it, Michael. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to Energy of Business Moments with your host, Michael Sipe. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we will see you on the next episode.